so confusing. Feel like I'm drowning in your illusion. I don't lose you. I don't know what you're from me.
Welcome to EVTV for Tuesday,
The 11th.
the 11th, 2021. I'm Mr. Lewis here with
Bree.
Miss Spaced Out this morning, apparently. And we have several things to wrap up the year. We are getting ready to close out the 2020-21 school year.
I'm so ready for it to end, Mr. Lewis.
It's the year that just wouldn't quit. I'm telling you, it's the year.
Technically, that was last year with the COVID and everything, 2020.
Well, it's been rolling through 2021 too.
Yeah.
So anyway, we are on the downhill slope. Students, remember your technology. You need to make sure you're getting your laptops prepared to turn in.
I completely forgot about that.
So we have a turn-in schedule listed on our website. What is our website? HornLakeHigh.com. That's embarrassing.
No. I was wondering if it was the EVTV one or the school one.
Okay, it's HornLakeHigh.com. If you want to check out the EVTV site, it's HornLakeTV.com.
Okay, Mr. Lewis, I knew that one.
Okay, so check out the technology return schedule. Hey, today's episode is sponsored by Cheetos.
For real?
Well, it's sponsored by the new Cheeto product that we've got on the cart, the flavored shots. Flavor
Looking
shots, whatever they is. Have you tried them?
No.
The asteroids? Well, again, today's episode sponsored by the brand new item on the snack cart. Hit Coach Sandlin up and buy your package of flavor shots today to support Horn Lake High School. We were supposed to have a number of plays performed this week. It was supposed to be tonight, tomorrow night, Thursday night. Due to some unforeseen issues with the cast.
It's been canceled.
Okay, I was trying to just go as delicately as possible, and you just blow right through it.
I
Okay.
mean, quick to the point.
The shows have been canceled. So if you were planning on that, Bree was going to go tonight. Your plans have just changed. Applications for the Superintendent's Youth Leadership Council are now open. Grab that link off of Schoology if you're interested. It is a very, very good organization to be a part of. That's basically all we've got on our announcements. So we talked with Miss Mullen last week for teacher appreciation for April. Our other teacher, do you remember who the other teacher was?
No.
For the month of April? Miss Z. And we actually sat down last week with Miss Zaliticky, as well, and got her story. Check it out.
Where did you grow up?
Well, there's a few places I grew up, mainly in Belzona and Greenwood. I grew up in the Delta.
Tell us about your family.
I'm going to start with my external family here. My dad is from the Delta. He was born in the 1940s. My mother is from outside of Jackson. I have two older brothers. I'm the baby, the only girl. So I'm a little spoiled. And I also have a husband, his name's Carl, and a son who's named Hunter. Hunter's 20.
Tell us about your years in high school.
Well, my years in high school, I was a big band person. I was in the color guard in band, so I loved to spin a flag. I loved to spin a rifle. Never really did get too much into spinning a saber, but I had loads of fun. I wasn't a great academic student because I was all up into band.
What was a pivotal moment in your teenage years?
I think the most pivotal point of my teenage years was starting high school. I didn't know anybody there. I learned very quickly who to kind of hang around and who not to hang around. I didn't learn that lesson about doing the best academically, but it taught me a lot about just facing your fears and getting over them.
What's the funniest thing you can think of that happened to you in high school?
So we had a door knocking campaign when I was in high school called One Nation Under God. And we were down in one of the R suburbs outside of Jackson, like Ridgeland maybe. And we had finished our morning of door knocking and everything. And I jumped up on the counter. And when I got ready to jump off the counter, I kind of got stuck to it. And I fell flat on my back. And everybody's laughing. That was pretty embarrassing.
Tell us a little bit about your college experience.
So when I got right out of high school, I went to Delta State and didn't do very well there. So I went home and got a job. I went to cosmetology school, got my license in cosmetology. Didn't really like that. So when I was 30, how old was I? When I was 30 years old, I went back to Northwest and got my associates in education, and then went to Ole Miss and got my bachelor's in elementary education. I had loads of fun. I did a lot of things, and I think I appreciated it more the older I was, and I took it way more seriously.
How did you choose the college to attend?
My mother graduated from Delta State. Well, let me back up. I was from the Delta, and I wanted to go back to the Delta. So I chose Delta State. Plus, my mother had graduated from there. They had a great music program. I majored in music education. And I mean, that's all that went into I wanted to come home to the Delta. We had just moved to South Haven at that point.
How did you choose your profession? Did you originally plan on being a teacher?
I went to, okay, so this is another Delta place I'm from. I'm sorry. We lived in Leland for about a year, Leland, Mississippi. My mother was a teacher assistant at the public school there, and I went to, I think it was called Leland Middle School at that point. And I would ride the bus from the middle school to the elementary school, and my mother was a teacher assistant for the second grade teacher. And I know I'm really old, but they had blackboards that you used chalk on, and the teacher would leave her stuff up all day. So I would go in there when I came to my mom's school, and I would go and teach the class. And my mother had been telling me since I was in second grade that I needed to be a teacher. And I'm just so great at listening. I did it right away. No, I didn't do it right away. It took me a while, but she was right.
What's something outside of school that you're passionate about?
Okay, what I'm passionate about. I love to read. I love to sing. I like to trout fish. We do that every summer. We go on a trip. And I like to write.
Tell us something that you've always dreamed about doing. Something on your bucket list.
I want to go to Ireland, Scotland, and England because that's where my ancestors are from. We're Irish Scots, so I would like to go and view all of that history. I'm a big history buff.
What's something that students may not know about you?
Well, a few years ago, and I'm just too scared to get it published, but I have written a full-length novel and have ideas for several more.
What's something you love about this school?
One of the things that I love most about Horn Lake High School is the culture here. There is such a supportive culture, especially between the students with each other, and I love to see that. It was the same at the high school that I went to in Greenwood. We all just kind of look out for each other, and I love, me personally, I love the relationships that I have with most of my students.
We will be back with a few more brief episodes this week, including our end of the year episode.
I'm excited for that.
I know, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, but that's it for today's episode here at Horn Lake. We are...
Better students, always growing and expecting more. Stay tuned for your lunch menus and athletic schedules.
Do we have any athletic schedules, or are all athletics
No,
done?
I think it's all done.
So, stay tuned for your lunch menus. We'll see you here tomorrow.
Wednesday. Right?
Have a
fantastic day.
How is it you don't even know the days of the week? That's sad.
Because at this point, all my days are merging together. So,
Whatever day it is, the next day is the next day. And
You know,
today's
I'm
Tuesday,
telling
so
you-
tomorrow's Wednesday.
I'm so ready for this year to end.
All right, that was good. Good job bantering today, Bree.
What does that mean?
Bantering, getting on without slang and just chat.